Hello my friends, this is Daniel Midson-Short, and in today's video I want to talk to you about something that I haven't really seen many people discuss when it comes to setting goals. What I want to talk about is something that is very insidious and isn't very discussed in goal setting culture, if that is a thing, I don't know.
No, I own you! No, I own you!
But you know what I mean, in the motivational world, where we basically set our goals and you know, we want to achieve success so we have happiness and fulfillment. But very often what we're doing is we're setting goals that are based on other people's paradigms or other people's desires, and we're doing it without thinking about, is this what I really want for myself? Now, I have been a victim of this just as much as anyone else out there, and that's why I wanted to share this video to give you some ideas of why it happens and how you can maybe change your way of thinking before you start setting goals in your life. Here's the reality. Very often in our lives, we do things that other people influence us to do. Now, you might think that you're a total individual and that you're a person who never does what anyone else tells you to do. You're a maverick, you know, you're a rebel, whatever. I get it. I used to think that about myself too. But the truth is, most of us will follow herd behavior when we see other people doing certain things. And I think this is because, you know, just our tribal nature, if you look at evolution or you look at the way society evolved, all of us we survive and we get along better when we kind of do the same type of things as other people, right? And so if you look at the world as it is today, most of us have certain values, certain ways of thinking, certain ways of behaving that we've learned from other people, whether they're our parents or our peers or our society or whatever it is. We have these ways of behaving and thinking that have become ingrained in us, and we don't really doubt them. Now, if you move to a completely different environment, let's say you live in America like I do, and you move to, say, the African savannah, you're going to have a very different paradigm shift coming your way, because the values and the way of behaving and living are extremely different in those two different environments. So wherever you live and however you grew up, that is going to influence who you are and the way you think, and it's going to influence the way that you set goals for yourself. Before we get specifically into goal setting, I want to talk to you quickly about something I call herd behavior. You might have heard this term before. It's something that's pretty common in psychology. Herd behavior is basically if you see people doing something in their life, you're more likely to start to want to do that in your life as well, or to follow their lead. Now, you might think to yourself, nah, not me. I'm not like that. You know, I'm not like most people. Well, just look at the great toilet paper shortage of 2020 as an example. No matter who you were, you started to panic and think, I need to buy some toilet paper because everyone else is buying toilet paper. It's part of our behavior. No one really specifically said to any other person, hey, you should buy some toilet paper because we're going to run out, but we all started observing everyone else doing it, and so we suddenly wanted more toilet paper for ourselves. Now, this is the same thing that happens with goal setting. We see other people doing something, getting something, striving for something, and we think, maybe I should strive for the same type of thing. And we don't consider whether that idea is actually good for us. Same as in the toilet paper example, did you really need a huge extra bulk pack of toilet paper? Probably not, but suddenly you wanted it because everybody else had it as well. Well, it's the same thing with your goals. If you see someone going to college, or you see someone getting a new car, or buying a house, or getting in a relationship, or having a baby, or traveling, or whatever it is, you start to think for yourself, well, maybe I should want those things for myself. Maybe I want to do the same things and be that type of person as well, have what they have, because they kind of seem pretty happy. And on top of this, society rewards those people by congratulating them for those life stages. Have you ever noticed how when someone gets engaged on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, everyone suddenly is, you know, over the moon congratulating them? Wow, amazing. Same as if they're having a baby, or if they buy a house, or they go traveling or whatever, because those are common goals that all of us tend to share. If you look at someone who starts a business, for instance, or maybe, you know, starts a new hobby, they're not going to get as much adulation as they will for, say, getting engaged on social media, because it's not such a common thing to do. And this is what I want to get to, is very often the goals that will make you most happy in your life, the things that you really would get the most value from achieving for yourself, may not be the things that everyone else will congratulate you for. And that's what I want you to think about. Why are you setting the goals you're setting? How did you come to get to the point where you thought that you wanted this for yourself? And is it really, truly what you want? One of the things I've spoken about before is this incredible pressure that other people put on us to be like them. There's this social conditioning that starts to sort of push onto us slowly and very surreptitiously in our lives. People are very subtle about it, but they put a lot of pressure on us to conform to the ways that they live their life. For example, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, when you get to the age of around 30, suddenly everyone wants you to settle down. They want you to be like them. And the reason that I discovered this is the case is because for them, they have made this life choice, probably because other people pressured them into being like that, and now they want to validate their choice by you following in their footsteps, you doing the same thing as them. That way they feel safe, they feel validated, and you are conforming to what they want. You also see this in your work life. You might start a job or a career with certain aspirations, thinking you want to go in a certain direction, but then when you work in a company for a year or two, you kind of fall onto the track of whatever your bosses tell you that you should be doing. They offer you certain promotions, they offer you certain opportunities, and slowly you start to shape your goals around what they want you to do for their company. Now, this is great for them as the boss because you're achieving their goals, but for you, it may not be the best thing. Now, I'm not saying getting promotions or trying to grow your success inside a company is a bad thing, not at all, but consider for a fact, are you the one who's actually choosing which direction you're heading in the business? Or is it the management or a boss who's slowly dictating to you the goals that you're setting for yourself? These types of social pressure are just part of everyday life. They're always going to be there. And the reason that I believe they're there is, as I said before, because it validates the choices of the other person if you follow in their footsteps, but it also allays their fears because most people out there are very, very risk averse. You might have noticed this. Whenever you try something new or you take a chance in your life, people say, oh, be careful, don't do that. They have a huge amount of risk aversion. And they believe that if you follow their path, they're more likely for you to be safe, just like they're safe in their life. So this means that very often this pressure that we're getting from other people, it's not a sinister thing, even though it is subtle and it's there the whole time. They're actually wanting to protect you and for you to have the happiness that they think they have as well, but it may not be the happiness that you want for yourself. And that is the point of this video. Now, speaking for myself, my whole life, I have set goals based on other people's expectations of what I should be and what I want to do with my life. Not what I want to do, but what they think I should want to do with my life. Does that make sense? There's a difference. People see your path ahead of you based on their perception, and they encourage you to take that path. For me, that was joining my family business when I was young and getting involved in running the business side of things, chasing all the finances and managing all the capital in the business. Look, in some respects, it was great because I was working with my family. I had this incredible relationship with them. I was helping them to succeed. But on the other hand, I wasn't doing the thing that I love to do, which was helping other people through sharing ideas, through coaching, through consulting, through speaking. I wasn't doing those things because I was being responsible and I was following the path that other people wanted me to follow. And this was a huge lesson for me. In fact, it took me till probably the age of 35 to really set a goal for myself. Up until that point, I had done everything I'd done because family, friends, bosses, society had told me to do the things that I wanted to do. At the age of 35, I finally set a goal for myself, which was to become a professional speaker. And that was the first time in my life that I genuinely felt like I was doing something that was in my heart that I had a calling for. And that's what I want to encourage you to do too. Look at the things in your life that for some reason you are just drawn to. You can't help it. It might be a performance kind of thing like music or art or something like that. It might be something with charity. It might be something intellectual or spiritual, but there'll be something in your life that you are just naturally drawn to. You can't help it, and it probably has nothing to do with the people around you. They haven't influenced you to do it. You just want to do it for some reason. Those type of things, that is what you should be pursuing in your life. Now, I'm not saying throw out every other goal you have. Maybe you want to have a family and you want to have a successful career and you want to do those things. That's great. Those are goals that society will really, give you accolades for and encourage you to follow. What I want to encourage you to follow is those crazy, ridiculous goals, the things that just make your heart sing, that make you want to grow as a person. Something, no matter what it is, if you are trying to achieve success in that area, you feel fulfilled. And that is the core, that's the thing that life is about when it comes down to it, is doing something that makes you feel alive. It's not the success of achieving the goal, it's the pursuit of the goal that really fulfills you. And that's what I want to get to at the core of this, my friends, is you might have goals for yourself that you're afraid to set because people in your life won't give you the accolades. They won't back you up because you want to pursue them. I would say pursue them anyway. Pursue them in secret if you have to. Find a group of other people who have a similar goal to you, whatever it is, the aspiration that you have. Get around those people and they will understand. They will want to support you in achieving that goal for yourself. Now, I realize that you could just think that I'm waxing lyrical and talking out of my ass here because who am I to tell you what to do? So I want to bring in a quote from probably my favorite thinker and speaker of personal development, that is Earl Nightingale. So some of you know him, some of you may not know him, but this tape set I've got when I was 14 years old. I found it at my grandmother's house. I can show it to you there. And it influenced my life dramatically because this was the first person who showed me that I don't have to live the life that other people have determined for me. And to finish today, my friends, I want to give you a quote from Earl Nightingale from that program Lead the Field. He says, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal." And what that means is that if you are pursuing something that matters to you, that is meaningful to you, and you are on the path to achieving it, you are a success. Not that you have achieved it, not that you stand out from the crowd or that you have all this wealth and opulence and success, but you are on the path achieving the thing that matters the most to you. My friend, if you can do that for yourself, I promise you, you will have much more fulfillment in your goal setting than all the motivation and hype and hoorah in the whole world. So I hope this video helps you to think a little bit differently. This lesson took me a long time to learn in my own life, and I really want to encourage you to think deeply about what it is you're doing, why you've set the goals you've set in your life, and are they truly what you want to do for yourself. My name is Daniel Midson-Short. Thank you as always for watching, and thank you for improving yourself.